Hey, checking in with you after that monumental eclipse. Eclipses are really important, poignant times, and we tend to be able to shift radically during them. We can see the effects of an eclipse for the 6 months after. Now, the difference with this eclipse is this one was a jump point. And what that really means is that this eclipse essentially was a doorway for us to shift into a different vibrational space. I don't want to use the word reality because you're going to look around and everything's going to look the same. And yet, it's also not. So, things could just vibrate just a tiny bit differently. This is when you could go down the road and you see a building that you've never seen before, but the building doesn't look brand new. And you're going, I've driven this road 100 times. How did I not see this? Well, that's because you shifted and you have moved into the vibrational reality where that building has existed. So that is pretty much what we have done. Now, with this eclipse, we're not completely done jumping. And some of us may have really made a huge jump on Saturday. There was a lot of body aches, a lot of, frustrations and emotions and exhaustion that so many of us felt. And a lot of that was struggling with to let go, to really let go and allow yourself to fly. Now, we are in the eclipse corridor, and we're going to have another eclipse. This one will be a lunar at the end of October. This corridor is our opportunity to continue shifting and jumping. And really, if you haven't jumped yet, it's absolutely your opportunity to do so. And if you have jumped, it's your opportunity to fine-tune things, to really start shifting your space of being. And so this morning I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm getting plenty of sleep. I'm sleeping well. I am dreaming a lot, but it's not, doesn't feel disruptive. And I said, what is this? And immediately I'm drawn in. And what I was shown is that when we jump, the way that this particular eclipse has allowed us to do, all the contracts with people, places, things must be rewritten. So this could be your relationships within your family. It could be your relationships with a provider that you see. It could be the gym that you go to. Okay, so these contracts have to be rewritten, revamped. And what an amazing opportunity that is to go, you know what? That really wasn't hitting it. Maybe it's time for me to go to a different gym. Maybe I need a different hairdresser. And because it is the time to make changes very easily as contracts are being rewritten. It's also a very, very powerful time to really speak. What is it that you want? What is going to make you happy? What is going to fulfill you going forward? What is going to fulfill your soul purpose? And sometimes we get really bogged down with soul purpose because we tend to think these huge, lofty things, but a lot of us have a very basic soul purpose of moving forward and doing it from a space of joy, of understanding what creation looks like from a space of joy. And it sounds simple. It's not, especially in this reality, to hold the energetic frequency of joy. As we are moving forward on this ascension journey, this eclipse was a big dog. It was a big dog, and it is really important, and we're not out of it. So not only are we in the shadow period of the eclipse that we had Saturday, but we're in that corridor for the one that we're going to have at the end of the month, and then there's going to be like a 4-day shadow period after that one. So if you're sitting here going, I don't think I jumped, I can't possibly have jumped, I don't see any difference, don't worry. Just continue working on yourself. What is your truth? What can you let go of? What can you rewrite? Because that's the important thing. What can you change? Contracts are being rewritten. I mean, I know for us, Saturday, I woke up and was, wow, I mean, my joints hurt. Everything was hurting. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? Did I sleep wrong? Like, I mean, did I get hit by a truck? What is this that is going on? And we were going to go out onto the trail, and it was just a hard no. And so there was one part of me wanted to go back to bed, but I was like, no, that's not the right course of action. And I actually started organizing my office, pulling out files that just no longer match, archiving, doing all the filing, getting things organized, throwing more stuff away than you could ever imagine. And then I started going through retreat supplies and going, you know what? I like this. I don't like that. And really choosing from that space of, what is this going to be in the future? What do I want to keep? And what do I want to let go? Now, at the same exact time, my husband was doing it in the garage and in the shed and other storage spaces that he has. And he got rid of a ton. And we were both working separately. It wasn't like we were really communicating about all of that. But at the end of the day, it was like, whew, we just filled a small dumpster. We have a small dumpster because my husband's a contractor. And I mean, we got rid of so much stuff, and it was perfect. It was the absolute perfect thing to do for the jumping time. And I'm not really done. I told my husband last night, I said, there's a couple other areas that I'm gonna get to this week. And he's like, okay, good. Keep going. Because when you understand that everything that you own owns you, if it doesn't match your energy and where you're going, get rid of it. It doesn't matter. You know, there was a couple things where I was like, why didn't I use this? I spent good money on it. And it just came in so clearly. Let it go. Let it go. Send it to Goodwill. It's fine. Let it go. Because it no longer matches. And when something in your reality no longer matches, but you hold on to it, it becomes an energy drain. So not only could it be, okay, well, I spent this much money on it, but then I'm continually spending money on it because money is nothing more than energy. And you have to look at things like, okay, where am I holding on to the past? Where am I holding on to certain beliefs, certain ways of being, certain ways that I saw myself? Where am I not allowing myself to change? And so these are going to be very important questions that we continually ask ourselves during this corridor. Where am I holding myself back? Where am I limiting myself? Where am I operating from a belief system that just no longer matches at all anymore? And so it's going to be a fascinating time. And so I hope you guys are feeling good and not quite eclipse hungover the way that I am feeling. But it is interesting, and understand that contracts are being rewritten. So take care. Sending you all lots of love.